What is fun? Contrary to my name, I do allow fun. It's just a matter of fun is subjective. I run a game that is fun for some people, but I know it's not fun for everyone. And I think that is something that is very important to discuss. Your game is not going to appeal to everyone's. Everyone has a different idea on what fun is. Take, for example, this picture here. It's showing off awesome heroes doing awesome things in a high fantasy-like setting. That could be fun for some people. And then we take the inverse. We take a low fantasy setting where the band of idiots gets themselves into a trap and presumably all die. For some people, that failure is fun, but I know that's not fun for a lot of people. So the real question is, what is fun? Well, I think there's a lot of things we need to discuss here. One, it is way too subjective. There are so many different games that you could be running that are going to appeal to some people and they're not going to appeal to everyone. And also, very importantly, there is no one game that is going to appeal to everyone. It's just not going to happen. There's no way. So, fun is definitely whatever we make out of it. We need to get some of those expectations onto the table early. We need to, before we start even playing the game, we need to say, hey, this is the kind of game that we're running. We're running a game where this can happen, where this doesn't happen. The game setting is going to be like this. The tone is going to be like that. You need to get all of these expectations out there on the table because that's going to immediately lay out the foundations of the game and everyone is going to be on the same page. If people are not on the same page, people are going to show up with those different expectations of fun and things are going to turn sour real quick. Not every group is going to work. This has happened to me. I'm sure it's happened to a lot of you all. Not every group is going to work because we show up to the game and yeah, 4 of the people are having a blast. But one person is not having a blast. Someone showed up to the table and thought that this was going to be a combat-heavy, dungeon-delving, epic, awesome war game. And then the other people wanted a game where it's all about the roleplay and it's all about interacting with the people back in town. Unfortunately, things aren't going to work out. But when it's only one person, the group can still live without that one person. But unfortunately, what ends up happening a lot of times is everybody has different expectations of what they want out of the game. And once the game is ran a certain way, then there is definitely a lot of people that are saying, I want more of this. And then another person says, I want more of that. And it's clearly obvious that this group is just not going to function. No matter what your stance is on fun in our tabletop role-playing games, it's important to try it out at least once. You might have a preconceived notion on a certain style of gameplay, whether that be you don't like the heavy RP side or you don't like systems like games, whatever the case may be, just try it out. Because at the end of the day, trying it out is either 1, going to awaken you to a new style of play that you actually enjoy, or 2, it's going to reaffirm your love of other types of play and it's going to solidify your beliefs. And number 5 here, know when to speak up or walk away. It's very important that if you are playing in a game and you're just not digging it, do not strain yourself in playing in a game that can potentially change. If you are playing in a game and you think it can change, then speak up and say, hey, we are getting into way too many deadly combats and I don't want deadly combats. Maybe we can tone it back a bit. And maybe everyone else will agree with you because everyone else has been silent. Speak up. Get the game that you want. This is not a chore. This is a hobby. Every single moment of it should be having fun. And if you're not out there willing to say what you want to get out of the fun, then it's going to become a chore. And that's not good. On the same note, however, sometimes speaking up isn't enough. Sometimes you get that DM who is running your game and they totally hate you and they make your life miserable. Don't sit there. Don't take it. Walk away. Get away from the games that do not appeal to you. Get away from the problem people. Get away from these terrible situations because once again, these are not chores. This is not torture. This is a hobby that is meant to have fun with. Once again, try it out at least once and you will discover who are the kinds of people that you can work with and what are the kinds of games that you're willing to enjoy. It is much, much better for you to walk away from a terrible game than it is for you to subject yourself to a terrible game. Because once you walk away from a game, you can discover a new one, you can make one yourself, and you can strive to get that perfect game that you desire. That game is out there, by the way. Whether that be someone else is running it or you choose to run it, you can get that perfect game. That game that hits every single note that you want, whether that be the combat, the exploration, the role play, the system type, whatever it is, you can get it. It just takes stepping up to get it. I want to talk about what fun means for people because it's unfortunately a topic that needs to be addressed, and I think a lot of people are too shy to address it because some people sit there and play with their real life friends, and it turns out their real life friends aren't exactly on the same page when it comes to tabletop role-playing games. It happens a lot. It is what it is. You got to be able to express to your friends, hey, you know, you like this certain style play, and maybe I like this certain style play. That's okay. We can have differing opinions. It's just a matter of, is this going to be able to work out as a gaming group, yes or no? And no matter what anybody says, and no matter what you think, there are games out there. There is so many people playing role-playing games now. You can find those people. It may take some searching. It may take you being the GM, but you can and will find those games, I promise you. So go ahead and tell me, have you been in these scenarios where you've been in a game group and someone spoke up and changed the game for the better? Or has that never really come up? Have you had to walk away from a game, or has anyone of your players had to walk away from a game? And what different styles of play are you willing to try out? Go ahead and tell me those things because I would love to hear it. But that's going to do it for me. Thank you for watching. Thanks for listening. And thank you to my amazing patrons. You guys are absolutely incredible. Thank you so very much. And I cannot wait to see you all in the next one.